Hi guys, we're gonna talk about how to get rid of fears, panic attacks, and anxieties, and all stuff like that. Now, mostly all these fears, panic attacks, and all the phobias, it, it has visual vector people. And visual vector person, it's the most emotional person. You can also check my system vector self-cognition. You will understand exactly who is visual vector and what is the vector. Now, these people, they have like two the main connection, emotional connections with other people. And you remember I talked in one of the videos that everything in our personality and our dynamic with other people, you can divide in two category, like man and a woman, yin yang, like day and night, left and right, and stuff like that. So emotional connections for these women, um, they or they need um, or they have emotional connection which is hysterical, which is you can say bad connection, or it's empathy emotion. They need that empathy for other people. Now, uh, if they lack in these emotions, by the way, I'll give you one tip. If you have a wife and she's visual vector person, and if you don't have those emotional connection with her, the good connections, no matter how much you're gonna love her, how much money you're gonna bring to the family, and no matter how much presents you will buy, she's gonna sooner or later she's gonna divorce or leave that relationship, because if she lacking that emotional connection, if she lacking emotions in this relationship, she's not gonna able to stay. Subconsciously, she's not gonna even know. She doesn't even know why, but she just cannot. So let's get to our fears now. Fears, darkness. She scares of darkness, and there is a black hand in the middle of the night is going to grab her, and she's visualizing stuff like from horror movies, and a lot of fears. Main fear of death, and that's what is bothering her the most. Now, you probably heard that is a lot of psychologists or other therapists, they suggest to buy a pet like hamster or cats or something like that, and to establish like you can say the to get to get your child to feel kind of better and love and stuff like that. But what happens is when you buy a pet, those hamsters especially, they have tendency to die, and they usually die in not the right moment, right in front of this visual child. And the child, when that cat or dog hit by the car or fallen from the window and or killed or any other reason, they take it so much personally. If the child is female, she's gonna be feel like a widow. She's gonna feel She's gonna go and start dig the grave for that animal, and because of all these emotions, she can have a lot of fears eventually, and it can even lead in some cases to loss of vision. She's gonna be prescribed glasses, and she's gonna start to wear glasses larger and larger, and it can lead to a lot of uh, damages and personality and psychological. So take it very carefully when you buy those pets to visual vector child. Now, because she experienced in her childhood, she saw somebody died, or her favorite animal dead, or she read she saw a horror movie or anything else, and now she starts visualizing about it, and every time it brings her fears and anxieties and a lot of discomfort. Now, in order to get rid of these fears, to get rid of these anxieties and negative emotions, she needs to bring it out. She has it inside, it has to brought out. You probably checked in one of my videos, and I already explained about it, but let me get you a little bit more details. By the way, if you need to establish emotional connection in your family, you can also message me, and I'll get you a video with more details how to do that. Now, if the child had experienced this fear or emotional stress, it can lead to these pathologies and a lot of fears and phobias and panic attacks eventually and stuff like that. So how we bring the fear out? To bring that, you remember that I just said that we have two ways of emotional connection: the good one or the bad one. Or it's hysterics and she cries. By the way, visual vector, no matter of the sex, female or male, they need to cry to sometimes to balance their biochemistry. It's not just crying. If they in stress, it's gonna relieve the stress and they can feel better. But if it's a woman, try not to do it in front of your husband, because you're gonna transfer him all your emotions, and I'm gonna cover in one of the videos why it's no good, because I have to talk about it also deeper. I like to talk about things that are not just like go more in depth and understand it better, so you can also understand it better. So what happened is, you visual vector person has two connections, or it's good connections, or it's hysterical and crying and stuff like that. So she needs, or it's male, they need to get those good emotional connection in order to get rid of that, take that fear out. First, they need to realize that they have this problem, so they have to go through it, experience, remember what happened in childhood, go over it. And now when they realize it, because you cannot heal something unless you know what's going on. If you're gonna come to the doctor and tell him you have a pain, he's gonna ask you what kind of pain. You're gonna say, I don't know, I have pain somewhere. He's not gonna able to help you. So So you have to visualize, you have to understand, realize what happened, and now when you know what happened, you have to take these emotions that are killing you and bothering you and bring them outside. Now, you probably remember I talked in one of the videos that visual vector women, especially, they were in the time of the war on the field, they were picking up those wounded warriors in blood and all without some parts of the body and healing them, and it's the same visual vector, usually women, so they have this empathy, so they didn't have this fear. I mean, it's a lot of stress in the time of war, picking up wounded warriors and trying to heal them, and they had no fear at all, because their fear, they brought it outside. They had empathy to these soldiers and warriors, and empathy and love for visual vector person brings the fear out. So the more love and empathy they can experience, the less fears they're gonna have. Now, if they don't have this grandmother, it has to be humans, not hamsters and cats. Humans. Now, if she doesn't, even if she has the grandma that she has to take care of her, sometimes it's not enough, just one person, because they need to do it consistently and they need to help more than one person. So she can volunteer, or it's him volunteer, but with all your soul, not just regular volunteer. Put your soul, go like every day, go really help people and experience that empathy and love toward other person, and then your fears will disappear. That's the only way. There's no drugs or prescription, nothing else will help. It's natural. That's why we have visual, emotional vector in our tribe. Somebody has to calm people down, somebody have to give some love and support to our tribe. So it's one of the roles that they did in the tribe. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Take